Good morning, guys and gals, and welcome to the Monday, February 10th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. I've got the coffee. We got the chat. Oh, good morning, Tony. Good to see you. Top of the morning to you too, bud. I hope you had a good weekend. Hope you had a good week last week after we talked last. Did you did you get the esteemed pleasure of talking to Sarah last night during the game? Yeah, we messaged a little bit. She uh, she was there with the kids watching the game. We messaged back and forth just a little bit. Um, right before time for the wife and daughter to come in the bedroom, watch TV. So I wanted to be quiet. Um, but after they passed out, I messaged her a couple more times. She was still up 45 minutes after the game was over with. And, I told her it was okay to give me hell for being wrong about the outcome of the Super Bowl. I mean, the, the Chiefs pulled the wool over my eyes, man. After last year, the way they did it, they tried to do it again this year and just couldn't pull it off. So, congratulations to the Eagles for taking the Super Bowl away from the Kansas City Chiefs. Man. Good morning, Lady C. Hope you're doing well this morning, dear. Good morning, Christine. Hope you're well today, tonight, where you're at. I wanted to see the Chiefs repeat, but didn't care otherwise. See, that's how I was. I wanted to see them do the same thing, and that's what I was telling um, Sarah uh, when I was chatting with her last night. It's like, okay, they let the Eagles get the first touchdown just like they did last year. Now they're going to hold them. They might get a field goal or something like that before halftime, but after halftime, Eagles aren't going to come close to another touchdown. It's going to be a complete walloping. And boy, was I wrong. The only thing that got walloped last night was my ego. Let me see. I'm good. Good morning, Sarah. Hope you're doing well this morning, love. Morning, all. Can't stay long as I will need to go to the doctor. Well, I hope your doctor's appointment goes well. And just remember when he tells you to turn your head and cough, cough hard. Be sincere about it. Don't go. I mean, let him have it. Do the Gollum thing. Good. Thanks for asking how you don't follow NFL at all. Neither do I. Neither do I. But I make it a habit of forecasting. I try to forecast games. I try to forecast, sales at the restaurants and stuff. I try to forecast business. Business and sales, I'm rather good at. Football, not so much, but that's obvious from last night. God, I wanted to leave my head under a pillow this morning. I was so embarrassed about that ass whooping that they got last night from the Eagles. Uh, I'm hungover. Oh, I bet you is, little girl. I bet you is. It's like I told you last night. I love drunk Sarah. Drunk Sarah's fun. Yeah, I literally just nothing about the game. I'm glad you told me. My son was asking. um, uh, I'm not the kind of doctor getting the results from my MRI. Oh, okay. Well, I hope that your bits and internal bits and pieces and your little cranial cavities all intact and your little gray matter's all packed nice and tight like a snowball, and everything's circulating like it's supposed to and regulating. And well, let me see here. I watched it here, and wow, the Chiefs really got their ass handed to them. Yeah, I know. I feel kind of bad for them, but hello, Sam. Welcome in. I like gloves. So do I, especially on days like today when it's, you know, 14 degrees and colder than a well digger's booty and cast iron underwear out there. Um, Little phalanges and stuff have a tendency of starting to tingle and burn and then go numb after a while. So gloves are my friend. Uh, do you have any disposable gloves, plastic gloves, rubber gloves, cleaning gloves, surgical gloves? No. Fingers crossed, but I have constant pain. Have a great day, everyone. I'm out. All right, Jan, you take care of yourself, hon, and give me a holler after a while. Let me know how it went. I'll be here all day. Yeah, isn't it, Christine, isn't it summer in Australia right now or going into autumn? Um, I can't I can't figure out how the world works. I think like when we go into winter, you go into summer, and then vice versa. Unfortunately, yes. I can't imagine what summer in Australia is like. Uh, I see pictures of um, the out of city, um, outback. That's what you guys call it. Um, and I mean, it's like being in West Texas, where all you have are like, well, here we have mesquite trees. They only get most of them out there usually only get 8 or 10 foot tall, and then it's all sagebrush and sand and things that will kill you. So I know what 100 feels like in Texas. I can't imagine what it feels like right there by the equator, in open desert. That just, yeah, not my cup of tea. Southern hemisphere is backwards. Oh, okay. I not like I don't have more important things to worry about than how the hemispheres work. We have been getting between 111. We've been getting between 111 degrees Fahrenheit most days. So it's about the same where you are as it is in extreme northwest Texas and Arizona. Santee with Arizona Ghost Riders usually has to deal with, 100 and 110, degrees there in Tucson. So, yeah, it seems like it's about the same. Are you kidding? Did I tell you I hit deer Saturday? I've never hit deer. Yeah, you told me about it. If you remember, I told you about my sister hitting the deer that flung up on the hood of her car and then stood up on the hood and looked at her like it was going to kill her or something, like it was going to pull a gun on her. Yeah, I've hit 11 deer. In all my years of driving, I never hit a deer. I mean, I've creamed a few bunny rabbits and maybe a rackety coon or a squirrel or something like that because you can't slam on your brakes going down the highway with cars behind you. They have a tendency of flying off the road, shooting past you, hitting you, whatever the case may be. The desert part is in the Northern Territory. It's a lot hotter. I live in Victoria, which is the cooler part of the country. Now, isn't Victoria, I'm trying to remember because I used to talk to a girl in Victoria several years ago, but isn't it southeastern part of the continent? Yeah, because north is towards the bottom of Africa. So yeah, it's over towards the direction that New Zealand is, but a little further south, isn't it? And I switched from driving 85 to 62. Nate hit one since. I wasn't speeding. I drive like a granny. There's a new highway they created because they blasted a mountain, and now turkey and deer are just rampant on the mountain. You need to buy a gun. We talked about that last night too. Or if Virginia has a list like your county sheriff has a list like we do here in Michigan, um, get on that list, and then when somebody hits a deer, you're on the list of people they call to come and get the deer, take it and get it cleaned and put it in your freezer. I usually never drive on that road at night, but my son wanted to see a movie, so I went. I have a friend who lives in Marlboro. I've hit a few kangaroos here, and it's horrible. I can't imagine hitting a kangaroo. Those things can be mean. I mean, we all see the cute, cuddly kangaroos and stuff like that on TV, but, you know, I've been doing this long enough. I've talked to a few people in Australia, and they can be mean. I understand now why America had so many boxing kangaroos and stuff like that in the early part of the 20th century with the carnivals and stuff. They use their feet, they use their hands, they use everything, and they nasty. A gun won't keep you from hitting a deer. Nope, but you can shoot one when they come in your yard and put it in the freezer. Seeing I heard that kangaroo are bad there, like deer here. That's not too far from me. We have hundreds of them in my town. It's like deer here. I mean, I live technically kind of, sort of, almost, but not quite, right in the middle of the village. And we have literally had deer walking down the side of the highway on the sidewalk 2 blocks west of us. We've had them eating along the sides of the parking lot at our grocery store 2 blocks north of us. We had one of them bust through a picture window uptown several years ago. A semi came by and it scared him, and he turned real quick and jumped right through the picture window on the front of the business. He got out, but I mean, they had some beautiful CCTV footage of this deer smashing through the window, knocking a couple tables over, getting behind the counter, wrecking a couple things, and then running back out and jumping back out the window and running away. I have something to spend the night in my backyard. Day is going to kill the herd or a large part of it. Conundrum! Long time no see, my friend. Hope you're doing well. My town had a deer running around, running through store windows. always, always an interesting thing to see when you go to open your business in the morning. To find you find your window all smashed open. If you don't have an alarm, if you don't get called out at 2 o'clock in the morning because the alarm goes off in your business, and you get there and the place is totally wrecked. You think you've been robbed, and then you look at your camera footage and you realize, nope, it was just a really freaked out deer that everything up. Good. I'm glad you're doing well, my friend. Good morning, Ty. Hope you're doing well this morning there, buddy. Then again, it's no different, I guess, than living in northern Michigan or living over there where Sarah lives at. Having a deer climb or having a deer climb. We're stuck on deer. Having a bear climb a telephone pole or up a tree somewhere on the edge of town, and they got to call animal control out to trank it and let it fall out of the tree. I seen video of that. It's not fun. It's not fun. You just can't figure out how that bear didn't break something falling 25 or 30 foot out of a tree onto the ground, and then they, rolled it onto a tarp and put it in a cage and loaded it on the back of a truck. And yeah, not a good morning, just a morning. Hey, at least it wasn't a moose or an elk. Did you damage your car? I want to talk about cars. We need a car. We need to find a car because, well, for those of you that follow the community tab, the posts and stuff like that, um, I made a remark about what we fear was happening was starting to happen. 3 days ago, Carvana, because we were sinking or trying to sink so much money into repairing the things that went wrong with her car, they came and repossessed her car. So she is trying to find people to borrow cars from right now so she can get back and forth to work, so this don't escalate and we lose the house and everything else because there's no income coming in. But she lost the computer human interface in the car. Um, then it started having other electrical issues. Then it started. The heater core went out, and for that model of car, you have to rip out the driver's seat, the entire center console, and 2/3 of the dashboard to get to the heater core. So finding somebody that wasn't going to charge us, $1,500 labor to do all of that was plus the part, plus the time going without the car was a little bit of an issue. So yeah, we're currently looking for a car, but it's like I told her, between her insurance here in the state of Michigan and her car payment, that's $500 a month we're saving right there, not having that Chevy Equinox anymore. It was really cute though, because we heard the knock at the door, and they can't knock like a people. They have to go up there and like the police or something like that. And she walked out in the kitchen, and the car was sitting there like this, so they already had it lifted up on the truck, and opened the door, and there's a feller sitting there in a black armored vest. I ain't making this shit up, guys. I seriously ain't. He was sitting there in a black armored vest, had a big badge on it right here, and a patch across the front that said recovery agent. And he's sitting there with his, gripping the top of his vest and everything. And yeah, it was like, seriously, seriously. I thought ICE was coming to take me back to Scotland or something like that. Take her back to Ireland. Take the daughter to Africa. Yeah, it, I have a national forest behind my home, so I have koalas also. Like, I'm so ready for spring. I'm getting there, bud. I'm getting there. Walking to work at 4:30 or 5:30 in the morning, when it's 10 degrees and there's a 20-mile-an-hour wind coming across the lake and stuff like that. It's a little chilly. I don't care how thick of gloves you're wearing. Um, I got my fluffy stocking cap and stuff like that, and my ears start to go numb before I even get halfway to work. And by the time I get down to the lake with the wind blowing across the lake and up the hill towards the house here, you know, gloves, I got them stuck in my coat pocket. I got on, this vest or this sweater and a hoodie and my winter coat and my fuzzy gloves, and my fingers are numb by the time I get down here to the highway. And then I've got, four and a half blocks to walk to work after that. And they don't take care of the sidewalks here, so I'm slipping and sliding like crazy. I'm surprised I've not got pulled over for drunk and disorderly yet. Thankfully, it's still drivable, but grill and bumper are ruined. The deer did get up and run away. Well, that's nice. Does it rain in Africa? Morning, Maritza. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Long time no see. Glad you found your way back. So, yeah, we are currently looking for a vehicle. So, if anybody knows where there's an affordable, safe vehicle, because, frankly, we don't want that Equinox anymore. After the warranty ran out a year and a half ago, and then everything started going wrong with it. We've discussed several times getting out from underneath that boat anchor. They just did it for us. Still working on um, television recognition, getting our name out there. Probably not on Discovery Plus, as you guys have probably heard. There's a certain somebody with black spiky hair and black rim glasses that does the paranormal thing on Discovery Plus, and he don't like other paranormal shows that can compete with him. So he's made the threat a couple times. It's either going to be them or me, and I have made you millions, and they haven't made you squat. So I'll probably try to go with Hulu or Netflix, um, about getting some of our stories and investigations out there. We're constantly looking for new investigations, really nice, upbeat investigations. Well, there's a guy where the old barn used to be. His sister's friend's brother's father from another mother might be selling one. Okay, cool. Cool. She was actually, the last couple days, she was driving a little uh, Ford Ford Ranger and really liked it. But it's got it's the main driving car for her cousin's husband. But since he don't work on the weekends, she drove it, and he had to go back to work today, so she had to get home last night and drop it off there. Then they brought her home, but she don't know how she's going to get to work tomorrow. She was supposed to get a possibly get a truck, a full size truck, from a friend of hers that had an extra truck sitting around. Um, but we've not heard anything. So we're looking, we're shopping. Well, we're not shopping. Right now, we're in the looking stage, and hey, can I borrow that and just take care of it and everything stage. Then, I should start streaming Twitch too. I don't know anything about Twitch. I don't know a bloody thing about it. So if you know how to do Twitch, um, give me a holler when the stream's over, and tell me how to do it, because I don't know jack squat about Twitch, Twitter, X, Pornhub. I don't know nothing about how to do anything on any of them. So wait a second. There's a source of income. No, never mind. I don't want to see it. Nobody else does either. Um, it's like YouTube, but mostly for gaming. The used car market is pretty nuts lately. And see, that's why we want to go with an individual that we know, because, yes, the used car market is nuts. Her aunt, this past summer, when they came back from Pennsylvania, they got a pickup truck from a guy in Elkhart, Indiana, that owns a car lot. and he's always been reliable, always had great cars. As a matter of fact, her uncle has got like three different cars from this guy, and he's always been reliable. But now he's got a new mechanic that knows all the tricks about jimmy rigging things to make them sellable. But the jimmy rigging don't last very long. They had their truck for like 2 months, and then all of a sudden, like three different main engine components went out within a 2 week period. Um, and they had it towed back to his lot at his request, and got another car from his personal cars. They've had no problems with it whatsoever. So then again, there's nothing funnier than watching a 65-year-old man and a 68-year-old woman driving around in a 2010 Mustang, and a candy apple red one at that. They look so cute. But yeah, we've heard a lot from people about the used car market. Um, I mean, this thing's a pain in the uterus, man. Um, Twitch is a live streaming app like YouTube. You can stream them both together. I'm a used car. I'll have to look into that, Sarah. I don't, like I said, I don't know. I've never even been on Twitch. I've just recently, since I got the new phone here a few months ago, um, just got back on TikTok. So when the weather breaks, um, I'm going to start posting shorts of some of our investigations back on TikTok again, and see what happens with that. My sister is an older used car. Now, my sister's a newer model by 4 years, but she's pretty used too. My mom is a vintage. Your mom is going to vintage her high top boot in your booty. I'm sorry, in your trunk. Did get coffee last week. Very, very happy about that. Like real coffee. Bud Nick, good morning. Welcome back. I'm actually planning on starting or either a Friday or a Saturday night stream next month. I'm in the process now of getting it set up with the trivia and interviews on certain evenings and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's in the works. It's in the works. Hey, Kyle. I didn't even see you sneak in there, Bud Nick. Good morning, Bud. Hope things are going well for you on the other side of the pond. Well, the lake. Christine's on the other side of the pond. You know, straight east, and then all of a sudden, suddenly like turn south. But yeah, hope things are going good on the other side of the. No, wait a second. You're out east of me, aren't you? Where the hell are you at, Kyle? Be awesome. Looking forward to it. Oh yeah, we'll do it again. We'll do it again, bud. Just as soon as I can start getting things set up. Um, definitely planning on getting the either. It's either going to be on a Friday or a Saturday night. And like I said, we'll do trivia on some nights. We will do interviews on some nights, and just try to make it entertaining for everybody. Brother, I'm getting warmer in Ontario, but the effing snow. All of our snow was gone. All of our snow was gone, and I'm ready for warm weather to start creeping back in again. But just for all of our Western Canadian friends, keep your frickin' frigid weather up there, so when our snow goes away, it stays away, because we've already got about 3 inches of snow night before last and yesterday. We're expecting another storm to come creeping in here. Um, I think starting tonight, for the next couple days. And then this coming weekend, they're talking about another storm coming in with some more of those really cool Arctic Canadian winds. So, don't forget, as per the government, they're charging, more tariffs on anything sent from Canada. So y'all just can't send your polar winds down here anymore. You're gonna have to pay for it. Yesterday they were calling for an inch or less of snow. Wednesday this morning it is 3 plus inches. I would say we got 6 inches, half a foot. Those Canadian air masses really suck during. Oh yeah, tell me about it. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mind a little cool breeze in the summertime, when it's 95 degrees outside. But, when it's 25 degrees outside and then you wake up the next morning and your ambient temperature is -5 plus a, 25-mile-an-hour wind, has a tendency of making your extremities crawl up inside you and pray for spring. So yeah, not exactly good. I know it's a little early, guys. What is it? 8:40. Um, I gotta make a run real quick. I didn't do it before the stream started because I was trying to get things all set up and look pretty for y'all. So y'all just talk real nice amongst yourselves, and I'll be back in just a second. Oh God, that was a mistake. I should have just peed. I should have just been like an old man and peed and claimed I didn't know what I was doing. blah, 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 blah. You need to upgrade. You need to upgrade to a trucker's bladder. I wish I could, man. I wish I could. It's all part of the old diabetes thing. This poor bladder thing started 9 years ago. I used to go literally all day long and maybe only use the bathroom once or twice. And now, and I've noticed this in probably the last year. I get up in the morning, go to the bathroom, go back, put on my slippers, put on my sweatshirt, come in here, start the coffee pot, and I got to go back to the bathroom again. It's like I never went when I got up. And then it's every hour, hour and a half after that. It's it's terrible, man. Um, Let me see here. Snow's going to stop. Yeah, nope, not according to Puxatawny Phil. We still got about another 5 weeks of winter left. I swear to God, one of these days, I got it. I got a decent, with a decent little scope on it. One of these days, he's going to come out and look at his shadow. That's going to be it. Or get a chamber pot. Believe it or not, I don't have a chamber pot. I've got a spittoon, old brass spittoon that I keep my change in and stuff, um, on my bedside stand. I don't know how old that thing is, but it's pretty solid. I need to bring it in here and just stick it here under the desk. I keep telling myself I need to get a length of garden hose, a little bit of duct tape, and a bucket, and all my problems are solved. We're supposed to get 6 inches of snow tomorrow. My parking lot snow pile is 6 or 7 feet tall. Makes deer easier to see. Um, yeah, yeah, it does. The store, where's the store? Snow piles, about 12 feet tall. I'm diabetic. I can still hold it. You're lucky. You're lucky is all I can say. When I was a kid, farmers would pay us to kill groundhogs. Groundhog holes would break livestock legs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard of that many, many times. Groundhog holes, gopher holes, fox dens. Yeah. Yeah, see, my problem with the diabetic thing, um, Tony, is the fact that when I was seeing a doctor, they were trying to bring it down from the mid 300s and couldn't. And now I'm off all the medicine because no insurance. So I just completely stay away from as many carbs as I possibly can to try to keep it as low as I can. But I still run mid 300s. So, it's like when I went to the hospital here a couple weeks ago for the dizziness and stuff, the doctor in ER, um, when she was telling me that I had to try to find a way to get back on my diabetic medication, I asked her, "Are you going to pay for it?" Only costs about $500 a month. And I said, they were trying to bring it down from 350 on medicine. So now I don't eat any carbs, and it still maintains around 300 to 350. And she said, "Well, your body seems to work well at that, but what's it doing to your body being that high?" And my wife, being the loving, caring, sweet individual she is, said, "It makes him want to sleep all the time and piss like a Russian racehorse." And the doctor said, "Exactly. And that's why he needs to get back on his medication." And then my wife, being the loving, caring, sweet individual she is, said, "You gonna pay for it?" They didn't pay much, $1 each, but that paid for ammo. Good morning, Masha. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well today up there in Ontario. Hey, me too. I've been off my meds for 13 years. Yeah, I know. Groundhogs make great pets. They're clean, smart, and can be litter box trained. Also very sociable. We have a groundhog lives out under our shed out here. I haven't seen the little guy all winter long. I don't know if he saw his shadow or not. I hope he's still there. I mean, he was there last year because the cats kept chasing him whenever he popped out and would walk around to the front of the shed in the parking area. They'd take off the porch and go chase him, and he'd run back under the shed, and they'd get about half under the shed and then back out and take off running. So I hope the little guy's still there because he was fun to watch, and he didn't run when we were sitting out on the porch or something like that. He'd come right out, look at us, and go on about his business. Raccoons make good pets as well. Oh, I know. I've known people that have had raccoons and skunks as pets, and said they're amazing, um, amazing to have in the house. They're amazing little travel buddies. Um, People are always wanting to pet them because it's one of those animals most people never get a chance to get close to because they only see them in the wild. Good to see you. Good to see you as well. Can't afford diabetes meds. Here, they're free. Yeah, well, that's that amazingly wonderful UK medical program and stuff that um, y'all have. I think instead of America trying to take over Canada, Canada needs to take over us so we can all get great, amazing freaking health care and stuff like that. My buddy Alan, I've told you guys about him over just north of London. He's been going through these cancer treatments and stuff. And, that he went in 2 weeks ago, had a blood test done, found something irregular with his blood, and boom, next day, specialist had already been called. He left home, went to see a brand new specialist the day after it was discovered. And now they're treating it. So it's just amazing how it works. It is so quick. Uh, the way they take care of that. Um, Jiggy. Brooklyn, good to see you, love. Haven't seen you in forever. Skunks are clean too. You should have made a groundhog video with your shed groundhog. You could have been father time. I could have, but like I said, he didn't come out. He didn't come out, and I don't know how to bait a groundhog to come out of his den, especially in the wintertime. Um, Because, well, during that time this month, I think we had probably 7 or 8 inches of snow, which was higher up than he was. So, yeah, he's probably down there hibernating or something, doing his imitation of a little bear and down underneath the shed hibernating. Canada's okay, but the taxes, although we pay high taxes. New Canada not become 51st state. Trump is dreaming. Um, I don't write anything off when it comes to him. You know, he is just crazy enough to do just about anything to make his ambitions become a reality. I don't put nothing past him. The only reason we didn't take Canada over the last time is because Chief Pontiac decided to help the Brits. Yeah, you're right, Chris. He wants to add a huge fee to our steel going to the States. Oh, yeah, like what is it? 25% um, tariff on anything coming out of Canada and coming into the U.S. now. It's, it's terrible. It's terrible. We have a huge company here, DeFasco, that ships worldwide. Had a couple of surgeries recouping. Oh man, I did not know about that, Brooke. I was wondering why I've not seen any Brooklyn Chick live streams of late. It used to be whenever I would see you on, I would at least try to pop in and say hi, even if I couldn't hang around that long. And I've not seen you go live in forever. So I was wondering what was up with you. Of course, you know, if I had contact information on some of you folks, when I don't see you pop up for a while, I could at least get a hold of you and make sure that you're still alive and kicking and healthy so I don't just sit around here and wonder. I swear. You're smart. You'll think of something to get him out. Springtime. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nobody's taken Canada, nor do we want to take over the States. Masha has my Facebook. Yes, I'm on Brooks' Facebook. Nobody's taken over because it's all woods. Mayhem has my Facebook. I don't know how to get a hold of Masha either, unless, you know, I see her on doing a live or she comes in here. So I'll tell y'all what. I'll tell y'all what. And I'll put this out there. I don't care. Drew Ellsworth McCrae. Drew Ellsworth McCrae. And you'll get me on Facebook. You have Facebook. Take care. Oh, I gotta head out. All right, Ty. You take care of yourself, bud, and much love to you and Brenna and the kids, and we'll catch up here soon. It's a new year. Maybe we can all get together again this year and spend a few days together, including the kids. I'd like to meet my little nephews and nieces before they go to college. Hey, I just got a notification that I went live. Just look for Brooklyn chick with avatar blue face. Gotcha. I'll look for you um, here as soon as the stream's over with. Christian Jarvis, all woods. We spent every summer vacation for 18 years in Canada. I hate Quebec. The French there are worse than in France. Very rude people. Agree, but that's not the only place a vacation to vacation in Canada. It's good that you know you are live. Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I seen it. It's like, why did I get a notification that I'm live? Wouldn't I know I'm live? Because but they're both on the same account. So you spent 18 years going there and decided after 18 years it was awful. I've been to every part except New. I want to go to Newfoundland. I want to go to Newfoundland so bad. I've been there. Not too friendly unless you're French. No, we went to every part. East Coast is the best. And I've never been to Quebec, but doing the reenactment circuit for over three, almost 4 decades. 1812, War of 1812 reenactments. There is a group of brothers out of Quebec that make the very nice, expensive outfits, and they used to travel down to Indiana once a year to do the Miss Cinewall 1812 reenactment because it was a 10,000 plus person event, and you know, they could load up their trailer and come down, and they might spend $600 coming down, but they're going to make $6,000 over a 3 day period and go back to Quebec. So yeah, they were hard. I've never been one to speak French. I've never had a chance to learn French, and that's all they spoke. They spoke no English whatsoever. They had to have an English translator ride down with them to translate what they were saying in French to the American customers. Nice guys, real nice guys, very polite, but very uppity. I mean, uppity. You will love Newfoundland. I spent 2 months there. I have close friends there. Absolutely stunning place, and the people are amazing. But not a fan of living on an island nor near all that water, even though the houses are so cheap to buy. 8 hour boat ride is amazing. Not going. Next trip to Canada, I'm going on is British Columbia trip looking for Sasquatch. That sounds like a fun trip. That's one I could get into. Corner Brook is a cute little community. British Columbia's stunning sister lives there. I recall early June vacation in northern Wisconsin, waking up to frozen drinks on a picnic table. It's as far north as I want to go. Whale watching is awesome. and the seals, so cute, until one of them tries to bite your leg off. I don't know how to piss off a seal, but I seen a video once of a girl that just got too close to a seal and it reached right over and bit her leg. So, yeah, it wasn't pretty. British Columbia has old woods there. Lots of history. British Columbia wants to go to Nahani, Headless Valley. That sounds interesting. That sounds very interesting. Any place called the Headless Valley is the kind of place that I'd want to go on a trip. I couldn't get the wife and daughter to go if I anesthetized them both and threw them in a trunk. They'd find a way to escape when they found out we were going. They don't get into that kind of thing. So, never heard of that place, Chris. Sounds interesting just by the name. Currently working on a new video, guys. I've actually, been able to catch up and do some videos in advance, but I'm working on one right now about the origin and legends of fairies. And it's really kind of hard to believe that in certain parts of Europe, um, legends and folklore about the Fey folk, the fair folk, um, dates back 2,000 plus years, and these were groups of people who never had contact with each other, who never got to share their stories with other parts of Europe. I mean, we're talking Ireland and Rome, and it's just amazing how similar their stories and their legends and their descriptions and stuff are. So it kind of raises the question: did beings like the fair folk just vanish because people quit believing in them, or did they ever really exist at all? The older I get, the less I like cold. I'm kind of with you on that one, Tony. Right now, I'm sitting in a house that's, 70 degrees, and my toes are tingling, and I got fuzzy lined house slippers on right now. But my toes are tingling, man. I go out in this stuff, my arthritis starts hurting. I had to walk home yesterday because the wife was working. And dude, by the time I got about halfway home, my fingers were numb, my toes were numb. I stopped in a couple stores just to pull my gloves off to make sure my fingertips weren't turning black or something, or my fingernails weren't discoloring. Or I had on two pair of wool hunting socks inside my black tactical boots, and dude, I'm by the time I got here, it actually took me almost a half hour to walk 8 blocks, and I'm here to tell you, my bits and pieces were all cold. So my arthritis was acting up, my knees, my hips, my hands, Yeah, I'm ready for spring. I'm ready to move someplace warmer. Look up Mahoney Drew stories of Bigfoot, prehistoric mammals. It's so dangerous. The Canadian government will only let you go to certain areas. Bigfoot, if he exists, why hasn't he been found, or his cave, or where he lives? I mean, he's so big. How many report the odor of them? Even the original Indians moved out of Nahanivah because the people ended up found eaten. I'm with you. No skeletal remains. Give me a break. All those years. Show me proof, man. My whole family had a Sasquatch encounter in 1980 at Bear Lake. Still think it's folks walking around with the suit on, just like the crap people in fields. I explained how they did it. He was very real at over 10 feet. 90 pics. Good morning, David. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well this morning. Um, Now, let me clarify the distance that I walk to work because Brooke just, you know, m- was talking about a long walk. Our blocks here are probably about a third the distance, maybe even a quarter the distance as your blocks in the Big Apple. They're only probably 150, 200 feet um, here. Uh, the smaller towns and villages and stuff, they call it a block, but you can normally fit like three or four houses with just a little bit of yard on a block here on the face of a block here. There, I've seen blocks, videos and stuff of blocks in New York City, and well, number one, there's no way that I would, in my right mind, try to walk in New York City without a gun. And number two, there's no way I'd try to walk in New York City. Too many people, way too many cars. And them bike messengers, they can be deadly. Wish you should put some content interests on your channel. I'd watch. I would too. I would too. I enjoy watching and supporting you guys that put up content that aren't just supporters, but put up content. At least when I get the notifications that you put something up. You know, we're on the Bigfoot thing here, kind of, sort of, almost, but not quite. I'll tell you what I tell the wife. When French trappers and English traders and the Spanish all came to America to start trapping and trading with the natives and stuff like that. The natives, of course, had the legends and the oral traditions of the wild man of the woods, things like that. Up in Canada, in Saskatchewan, they had Sasquatch. Uh, these people would sit around a fire and trade, negotiate, tell stories, and eat. And you know, the Spanish, the French, the English would all tell stories to the natives about these large, hairy beasts that ran around in their wild lands or what in mountains. And Tibetan monks, same thing. They had the Yeti. Um, when people started getting into the world and communicating, they were finding that every single continent, every single group of people had stories of the same thing, and there was no way that they could say, well, this is in my country, but they actually hear the story from somebody else, you know, and they just take it. There wasn't that much cross cultural communication going on. 600 years, 500 years ago, 600 years ago, 700 years ago. So, for all these different individuals to have stories and descriptions that similar to each other, there has to be some validity to it. There has to be. First Nations people in Canada, same thing. They were having, you know, um, even further north, Alaska, Siberia, they have stories of things that are just like Bigfoot. But it wasn't until they started, communicating and trading with American Indians that they were finding out that everybody had these same stories and same descriptions and things that were almost identical to each other. So, I mean, there's got to be, and don't forget too, every legend, every myth, every piece of folklore, if you break them down and really study them, each of them have got some truth to them. How much? Up to the individual. I'm in New York City. New York City. Yeah, I believe in one of your videos, one of your live streams I watched, you showed out the window or something like that. But I knew, kind of put two and two together that you either lived in or near Brooklyn or have at one time lived in or near Brooklyn. Still someplace I'd love to go. You travel cruise, that would be good. Content show, landscape, definitely so. I used to go out on deep woods, explore miles away from the nearest road, and all I ever saw a few small animals, no Bigfoot or even a bear. Trying to remember what movie it was. Somebody was talking about Bigfoot, and somebody was talking about Bigfoot, and some dude just out of the blue said, "You ever seen $1 million?" And the guy said, "Nope." He said, "Well, $1 million exists. You camp all the time. You go out for long camping trips. You ever seen a wolf?" The guy said, "Nope." Because we all know wolves exist. They know you're there long before you know they're there. Good morning, Ian. Good to see you, bud. I tinkle all the time. I even woke up at night to tinkle. Um, Keeping my thoughts and comments to myself. I'm safer that way. You're right about the traffic. I have walked in lots of woods and never saw signs of one, but I have seen bear. Bigfoot is not real. Do we all agree? No. I have seen wolves. I had to try. I had to try to get up. I'm old. I have arthritis. I need one knee and two hips replaced. I got arthritis and get really bad muscle cramps in my feet, my hands, my shoulders. And I don't have that much trouble getting up. Granted, I make a lot of really weird noises when I try. You know, there's a lot of, oh, oh, dear God, just kill me. But I managed to get on my feet, and then I waddle like a duck for about 5 minutes, and then I'm walking straight. But not all strange dog comes up. My friend Ancient Dan used to do a lot of exploring, and all he ever did was get into a peeing contest with a coyote once. Why? Why would he get in? I don't know. Coyotes walk our parks and streets here dangerous when hungry or have pups. David, oh my God. I see Bigfoot in Niles last summer. It was draw. Drawings don't count. I have a medicine wheel here of Inuit style Bigfoot, but just out of respect for the big guy, I mean, Ian. Oh no. Well, hush, puppies. What is it? Butter says on South Park. They have hamburgers. Go figure. Time is it? Oh, 9:20. Yeah, I can stretch a half a cup out for 40 minutes. Text, talk, text, talk, text. I hate talk, text. The coyote peed on the trail in front of Ancient and looked at him, and so Ancient did the same thing, and the coyote just walked away. I um that's 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 definitely a good story. That's one I would sit around the fire and tell people just for the giggles of it, just to see their reaction. Last summer, I thought I saw Bigfoot, but I saw you. Oh, so you thought it was Bigfoot and it wound up being Big Gut. I got you. I got you. You too, Masha. You have a great day, hon, and we will catch you. Um, very soon. You are welcome. Might be live around 11. Okay. All right. If I'm still in here, which I plan on, um, because I got to grow a pair of wings and stuff like that today. So I'm ready to play with the green screen some more. It's been a while. I've been doing all my filming right here. So, it's time to play with a little bit of the special editing. But, so, yeah, I'll probably catch you. Um, Today, there's so many coyotes around here that it's almost scary to hear them sounding off at daybreak. We don't have a lot of them here. I mean, we have a few. Now, over just west of us, 20 mile, 25 mile, there's a large pack. And down, for those of you that are familiar with Indiana, about 2 hours south of here, Kokomo, Indiana, just north between Kokomo and Peru, Indiana, there was a huge pack several years ago that were, killing people's sheep, killing their chickens, trying to attack their larger livestock. Um, but this pack, they wound up calling out a bunch of hunters in the area, um, that tried to whittle down that pack. I mean, you're talking several generations, and just crazy. And every time they would get around a domesticated dog, they would either kill it or breed with it. So, yeah, it wasn't pretty. I mean, uh, when you come out of your home in the morning, or you get woke up in the middle of the night, and there's 15 or 20 coyotes in your pen, or you come out in the morning and you find 8 or 10 slaughtered half-eaten sheep or goats or chickens, yeah, it got real bad. The fox screams are worse than the coyote howls. There's only one scream that's ever sent chills down my back. And I'll be honest about it, in all my years of camping, you're talking 40, 45 years of camping. I've only encountered one scream that almost made me tinkle on myself. And that was a rabbit being killed by either fox or coyote. If you've ever heard a rabbit being hunted, it sounds like a baby screaming. And we heard, it must have been 2 or 3 rabbits one night. And it was either coyotes or fox in the area. And I'll tell you what, long after you wake up and you're sitting there, you're still hearing that baby scream in your head. It'll send chills up your spine. Coy dogs are very dangerous. No fear of humans. No, they don't. There's no fear. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. Coming up here real soon, guys, um, I'm thinking uh, the beginning of next month, I will be getting a second job and possibly a third job just to help out around here. Try to help the wife a little more since she works 40 hours a week and I work on average 20. Um, and I mean I only sleep 4 or 5 hours a day anyway, so that's 19 or 20 hours I can be working. So uh, I'm the channel's not going to suffer, but there may be a time or two when I have to be at work on a Monday morning for one reason or another. So we will reschedule those streams for a later time, maybe Monday evening or something like that. I used to have a rabbit screamer call for coyote hunting. Oh, they're wonderful. They're wonderful. I know a lot of people that hunt, especially around here, hunt coyotes. And, well, one guy in particular, the wife's cousin used to date him, and he had a screamer. And that thing sent chills up my back. That reminds me, I got to make a couple phone calls today. I'm of course still trying to get a hold of individuals who used to have um, shows on certain TV networks. Um, I got a response back from one of them Friday, Friday, I think, Friday, Thursday or Friday. But I need to give them a call today and sit down and talk about the steps of submitting video footage with, an attached video and interest of uh, bringing our investigations or our stories to the network. So, wish me luck. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it. I tell you, the first time I heard a fox scream, it's right outside my house. So me and my dad ran outside to see what it was, armed to the teeth. I've never heard a fox scream. I mean, I've heard a fox call, but I've never heard a fox scream. So I honestly have nothing to compare what you're, um, nothing to compare my own experiences to. Um, I'm gonna have to look it up, see if there's video of something like that somewhere, so I can see how much it resembles the the rabbit kill. My dad shouted at whatever it was and heard something small scampering off in the woods. Hmm. Wow. Ugh. Starting tomorrow night, the wife has moved back to third shifts again for her 6 month cycle. Well, they call it graves. It's not technically third shift. She has to leave home at 10:30, be at work at 11, and then off at 6 a.m. So we've got that going on until August, when she'll go back on day shift again for 6 months, and then in February go back to Graves again. So yippee ki for that. She'll start tomorrow night, and um, Wednesday morning, as you know, is my 5 a.m. arrival morning for work. So I'll probably still be awake when my alarm goes off Wednesday morning, because it normally takes about uh, 2 or 3 days to get used to her not being in bed. The same as when I go away for a long reenactment or something like that. She's up all night long for the whole time I'm gone. Uh, Yay. Blah, 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 blah. I recorded the scream. The next time I heard it, I recorded it, and it was definitely a fox. Ah, gotcha. Coffee refill time. Tony, you need to get you a little Mr. Coffee. Just go to your local resale shop, man, like your Goodwill or something. Find a little Mr. Coffee that you can put right out there in your garage, right there where you sit at. That way, if you're on your radio equipment or you're watching a video or something like that, you just got to reach over and grab it. We're not kids anymore, man. The less we have to move around, the happier our joints and bones are. I mean, think about it. In 6 years, have you ever known me not to have a big bun coffee pot, our big bun percolator, or a Mr. Coffee or something, um, right here in arm's of reach? It's because I'm old and lazy, dude. Old and lazy. Morning, Chad. Good to see you. Thank you much. I try to change things up a little bit once in a while to, you know, keep people guessing. What's his backdrop going to look like? What's the wall behind him going to have on it this time? Is it going to be history? Is it going to be mystery? Is it going to be paranormal? I try to keep y'all on your toes. Hell, I try to keep me on my toes. I'll be sitting here recording a video and be sitting there looking at the camera like, I don't like that. I gotta replace that. I gotta replace that. I gotta take that down. I kind of like this though. Our mother-in-law got us um, the sheet set with the pillowcases of the black cat for Christmas. Of course, they're for pillows that are this big. So, and we use pillows, so they won't fit any of our pillows. So, she has one hanging in the bedroom. I have one hanging in here. The comforter fits good. The sheet set don't fit, but yeah. Oh yes, one of my favorite things from Canada, Tim Hortons. Still haven't had any Tim Hortons. This this, this can of coffee cost me $6. So um, that's my spending living on coffee every 3 weeks or so. I need to just set up some kind of a contract with you know some Colombian coffee magnet and just have them send me big bags of coffee. 50-pound bags of coffee coming in the mail, once every 6 months. That would be the life, wouldn't it? Never have to leave. Don't order it yourself. They just send it. I probably spend $100 a month on coffee. Man, not me. I don't spend $100 in a year on coffee. Maybe one of these days. Maybe one of these days. The nice thing about it is, if I uh, if I get that job, you know, next month up here at the grocery store, I'll get 15% off on any of my purchases, so my coffee will be even cheaper. 66 bucks every 3 months or 3 weeks. Wow, takes me almost 5 months to spend $60. Because I come to find out, if you buy the coffee in the foil pack, the foil bag, it's like $3 cheaper than buying it in a metal can. So I get it in the. I just save my damn can and buy a bag uh, every month and pour the coffee out of the bag into the can. Something I will not skimp on. I don't blame you. I mean, coffee's good coffee. I mean, good coffee is where it's at. But I yeah, Tim Hortons and Marlboro 100s. I used to smoke Marlboros until till they hit $9 a pack. Um, Before Marlboros, I was smoking American Spirits, and when they hit $12 a pack, well, when they hit $9 a pack, I quit smoking them. Then they went up to 12. Then they went up to 15. Right now, Marlboros here in Michigan are 10 something a pack, and my cigars are still the same price as they've always been. Dollar 49 a pack, $23 and change for a box. Well, I didn't make that last for a half hour. It's good coffee though. All right, Tony. Oh man, we got about 19 minutes left, y'all. I just drank Folgers Instant in the small packets most of the time. I've thought about buying instant coffee, but no matter how much you doctor it up, it just don't taste right to me. Now, my mom lives on instant coffee. My dad, no, he needs his stuff in a coffee pot. He wants trucker's coffee. He wants to be able to um, stir his coffee with a spoon, and when he pulls the spoon out, all the chrome finish is eaten off the spoon. That's how he wants his coffee. Mom, on the other hand, one level teaspoon of instant, she's good. Then again, me and the old man drink 7 or 8 cups of coffee in the morning. She drinks one. So now, how anybody can even move on 1 cup of coffee just doesn't seem physically possible. It takes me at least 2.5 cups of coffee before I even want to open my eyes up. Coffee is life. You are absolutely correct about that. That's why I get up 3 hours before I have to leave in the morning. So I got enough time to get a whole pot of coffee in my system and, get my blood circulating more of a brown color than a red color. And uh, then I'm ready to, get dressed and head to work. Well, hey there, John. Long time no see, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I got a good teapot to boil water with, and it heats up really fast. My cup is like 16 ounces. Oh, there you go. Most important things in life are as follows: sex, nicotine, and 3 coffee. I can agree to that. I can agree to that. I'm good. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Oh yeah, alive and kicking, brother. Alive and kicking, living the dream. In that order can vary depending on how long since the last serving of each. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of which, I got to get that dough out of the fridge that I took out of the freezer yesterday. I think I think we have everything we need here to make breakfast pizza for dinner tonight. Get the dough all stretched out and buttered, and lay down some sausage gravy and some bacon and some scrambled eggs and some hash browns and some cheese. She's been craving some breakfast pizza. I think I'm just going to make it for her today. Used to be we'd go out here to the east end of town to the little place we call Porky's. It's a gas station, and they have a little kitchen set back there, and they make like fried chicken and tater wedges, pizza. Every morning they do croissant sandwiches, hash browns, and then they do 2 different kinds of breakfast pizza. And she used to go out there. She went out there for the longest time and would buy a slice of breakfast pizza. But new owners took over last year, and the pizza went from $6 a slice to $9 a slice, and so she don't go out there no more. She's been craving her some breakfast pizza, so I think she's gonna get some breakfast pizza tonight. But you know, the people that used to own the place had a pig farm, so whenever they slaughtered, they brought in their own sausage and stuff like that, bacon and ham and everything. And when they sold out, um, this place here had to start buying all that stuff. And, well, y'all know how that works. I never thought of putting butter on pizza dough. I'll have to try that. Our pizza dough, because of how it's prepared, will stick to anything. It'll stick to your hands. It'll stick to your tabletops. Like when I roll my dough into dough balls, I have to oil um, my tabletop, or the dough balls will stick. When you put it on a pan and start stretching it, you melt butter and then take a brush and just brush it all over the pizza pan, all the way to the edges, and put your dough in the center and start stretching it out. And then when it's cooked, it don't cook to the pan. Uh, when I'm making regular pizza, I make homemade garlic butter, and I will brush my crust top and bottom with garlic butter before I put anything on the pizza. And what garlic butter's left, I will I will butter the crust, the edges, really good with it, and then I'll just kind of take it on the brush and all over the top of the pizza. And it really, the garlic butter really throws kicks the flavor of the pizza up. We don't toss dough, not anymore. I used to toss dough up at the bar because the people would come in and they would love to watch me back there hand tossing the dough. Um, but the place I work at now, um, it's all just stretched dough. There's no way that people can see it to enjoy it. We just have a doorway that goes back, a steel swinging door that goes back into the kitchen, and our the head of our kitchen, our chef, don't um, he don't get into all the showy stuff. He just wants the pizza to be good. Um, so take the balls and stretch them out and get them buttered up real good, and they'll swell. They're like paper thin when we put it on the pan, but they'll swell up uh, two or three times the thickness as it's in the oven cooking, and it's always just it's wonderful dough. But yeah, I used to love to toss dough up at the bar. Um, well, I love putting on a show for the guests. I would toss dough 10, 12 feet in the air. Um, I'll never forget my first time tossing dough in that kitchen. I almost wrapped it around the pipes up above me. I got a good 13, 14 feet on it, and almost wrapped it around the pipes that were suspended from the ceiling. So I started limiting my toss to somewhere between 10 and 12 feet. But in my defense, I hadn't measured my distance yet. I hadn't, taken my Stanley in there and measured from the floor to the pipes to see what my height was. So I, it's easy to do. I mean, when it comes to tossing dough, all you have to do is, when you get the initial press on it and take it from a dough ball to about this big, um, you use your knuckles. Don't never use your fingers. Your fingers will go right through dough. Use your knuckles, and you just kick your hands as you raise your hands up, and you'll get good height. And as it spins, it brings the dough out. So wasn't too good at tossing dough, so I just stretch it out. I don't like pizza that much. My God, man, my wife would live on pizza if I'd let her. That's all we would ever eat is pizza if I'd let her do it. Somebody just showed up out here. Let me run out real quick and see who it is. Uh, I didn't hear all that well. So I'll be right back. We'll finish off the show. I'll only be a minute. I'd like to know who's in my house. All right, he's back. Good morning, Bud Files. Good to see you. You always seem to crawl in here right at the end. I'm going to give you guys a couple extra minutes, though, since, I got called away. But, man, let me see here what I miss. I used to buy those, I used to buy those pita bread things, I think, to use as crust. I make pizza maybe once, twice a week. Pretty easy to make. Doesn't take that long to cook. No, it doesn't. You're right. I just have problems with getting the crust right sometimes. Always start at the center. When you put your dough on the pan, you always press it and then start stretching from the center. And when it gets to the right thickness in the center, then you start moving out from the center and stretching it. Because we have a pizza pan. I mean, this thing's 18 inches. So the last time I made breakfast pizza for the wife, we wiped out the whole pizza. It was so good. And I'll do meat lovers pizzas. I'll do my supreme pizzas. But we have a 16-inch pan and an 18-inch pan, and we usually got both racks in the oven going. Good morning. I don't see handcuffs. Nope. No, it was the wife had to go with her son this morning to court, and we weren't sure how it was going to turn out. Um, but it turned out good, and the judge was very understanding of his situation and stuff with them losing the house last year to the house fire, and you know um, trying to find a new place and getting it updated to getting it more modernized and safe for the girls and everybody. So how in the hell he managed to find a caring judge is beyond me. But this guy was apparently very cool. Asked him some questions, and he said, "All right, well, here's what you need to do," and they agreed to it. And the judge even told him to, you know, take care of his take care of his wife and daughters when he left. So it was good. Um, busy listening. I got a pen and a stone. I wish I had a stone. I wish I had a stone to work with. I've got my slices. I've got one that's got a handle about yay long to take my pizzas in and out of the oven on. But yeah, I'd love to have a stone to slide in there and then cook the pizza on a stone. If I had my way about it and I could design my own kitchen, I would have a two-tier stone rotating oven that I could cook, six pizzas on, three on top stone, three on the bottom stone, and just let it turn. Because I'd make pizzas when folks come over here for whatever special occasion or cookout or whatever. This summer, I would like to be able to find the clay and the brick to build an actual outside pizza oven. Uh, I enjoy making pizza. Not to mention you can bake breads and cakes and pies and everything else in a beehive oven. So it'd come in handy. Now, if I could only keep the critters from eating my pies and stuff when I cook them outside, and then set them on our outside wooden slab table to cool off. If I could keep the squirrels and the cats and groundhogs from trying to eat my food, it'd be a lot better. Oh, goodness gracious, y'all. Let me see here. What time is it? It is 10:02. Yeah, y'all can have a few more minutes. Hope y'all been enjoying the videos. I've been trying, with the right eye completely gone and the left eye about 80% gone. Well, just depends on the day, really. If any of you's ever known anyone with cataracts and stuff like that, you know how they like to slide up and down depending on the day and whatever other elemental influences it may have. Some mornings I'll get up and can't see anything. Other days I can get up and there's just a haze, but I can still see reasonably clear. So, I'm trying to keep the editing level up. I'm trying to keep them interesting. You guys know how I feel about each and every one of you. So, if the quality starts to slack a little bit, don't be afraid to let me know it's starting to slack a little bit. Point out the issues, and I'll do my best to try to bring another set of eyes in to help me um, keep that quality up. Oh, what do we got here? 16 likes, four folks in here right now. Probably two of the four um, just, you know, started us streaming and went off to do something else. But that's okay. It's like I always say, whether you're watching or not, it still counts. So, hopefully, here real soon, we can try to figure out how to get this channel monetized. Then that'll just be one more source of income, and I won't have to sit up here and beg for donations or work 20 hours a day to make ends meet. I much prefer to see. That's how I am, Tony. I love to interact, and that's one of the reasons that I'm going to start doing the interviews and trivia and stuff like that again. Is I just enjoy interacting with y'all. You ask a question, I can answer. I ask a question, you can answer. It's the next best thing to sitting down face to face over a cold bottle or a hot cup. Oh man, but I got some really good things coming up here. Let's see here. Just on this page I've got right here. Um, oh God, what do we got coming up in the next month? Last American soldier to be executed for desertion. Um, Real mysteries. Um, Terrifying serial killers. What else we got? 70, 17,000 meals a day. A look at cooking on an aircraft carrier. Things like that. So. And yes, 17,000 meals a day between the 5 to 6,000 sailors on board, the Marines that are on board, the officers that are on board. 17,000 meals a day. That blew me away. I'm sure you guys will probably enjoy that one too. I mean, we all like to cook. So, but I think that's about it, guys. It's about 8 or 9 minutes after. I'm going to go on and hit it and go find out exactly how court went and get that dough out so it can start rising. It's got to rise for 6 hours. So after it's been refrigerated and cooled off, you have to set it back out at room temperature so the yeast will start to rise in it and it'll expand. So I'm going to hit it. You guys all take care. Toss the dough for the crowd. Well, when it gets warmed up, I might just do that. So we will be back next Monday morning for another run. But until then, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. We do. We'll catch y'all next week. You guys all take care. Much love. We'll see you later.